portrait's really about capturing the humanity, capturing the spirit, creating a story, capturing a story of that individual. A story that not only is something that's cute or pretty, but a story that becomes part of the thread of your decor of your home. Something that you'll enjoy for many, many years to come. And then one day, you'll pass it on to future generations.
It's definitely an heirloom piece.
It's an heirloom piece.
It is an heirloom
Yeah.
piece, and it is also a piece that can represent feeling uplifted after a transition that might not be pleasant.
I did a very touching story years ago after 9/11. This was not a divorce situation. It was a lot worse that the husband worked for one of the companies in the trade center and was no longer with us. And she really got the value of this portrait. And we did a very beautiful portrait of her with the 3 children.
Oh.
It was a very special moment to really capture that.
Yeah, that is sad, but it is nice that she can feel happy and feel like her kids are right in front of her. And what I'm noticing is so different about you, and you are kind of a cool, special guy, is that your portraits, I just feel like, you said something, I feel like there people are in the room, just kind of like you and I talking, which is kind of cool.
Right.
And I think that that is probably a really major difference in a photography versus a portrait, a fine portrait piece. Missing somebody, wanting somebody to be in the space with you like you mentioned.
Yeah.
You shared a really cool story with me a few weeks back about this beautiful young woman and her self-esteem.
Yeah.
We talked about that. I'd like you to touch a little bit upon that, and I would then love to take a tour of your gallery and actually show that portrait among some other
Sure.
beautiful pieces of art that you have here. And what I also love about your gallery is that the setting is that of it feels like you're in your home, because it's not just a picture you're putting on the wall. You've created this space so people can have a footprint of what life would be like with one of your pieces of art representing how they feel and who they are in that particular time in their life.
We create an experience.
Definitely.
A portrait is an experience. Not only the creation and the celebration of doing a portrait, but displaying in your home becomes an experience. So we want to mimic, our gallery here mimics a home because we want people to really experience that portrait. And we talk about self-esteem. Another thing that's been proven by many studies by Stanford University and such, that a portrait builds self-esteem in children. It really builds character when they see themselves on their wall, when they see that their parents invested in a portrait painting of them. It really creates this thing. They say, wow, I'm loved, I'm cared for. When they see the family during a happy time over their wall and the parents display it and they're still proud of it, the parents really say this was the time when we were all together and happy. It really does create a moment that children grow up, it's proven, as a closer family, and they really feel loved. That's important.
Yeah, no, I could see that looking around at all of the art, and I know that from my own personal experience. And there are things in life that we do want to hold on to, and we want to keep dear to our hearts, maybe show in our homes. And then there are things that maybe we want to let go of because they weigh us down. But I feel a fine portrait piece of art is uplifting.
Exactly.
And I think that's the difference, where you might have somebody who has some things in their home, say after a divorce, and they look at it, it kind of makes them sad and depressed, and they take it away. This is very different. This is the opposite. This is something that's uplifting, and it becomes an heirloom. And I want to also stress, and I said it already, it is also a fine piece of art.
Jody, another nice thing that's uplifting is the fact that all of the work here has a lot of artwork to it. A photograph is basically as is. But what we do is we take that photograph with the camera and we create a painted look to it, or a painting. And every image has people look the way they want to be remembered. So we smooth out skin, we slim people down.
Yep.
I've taken people from here to here. I've taken people from 80 to 60. A cute story was I had a gentleman see me do artwork. He was 85, and I said, sir, I don't mind you going from 85 to 70, but 85 to 40,
Not so much.
Not so much.
Might not so much. Right, exactly. It does have to be somewhat realistic.
Right. Character lines are very interesting.
I think it is very interesting.
Stephen Taylor, with your beautiful, gorgeous portrait gallery, we are now sitting in front of. We talked about this lovely young woman earlier, and how the portrait that you did for her, or I want to say a piece of art, was life-altering for her. Do you want to talk about how this lovely lady, I can't imagine what we did that changed her life? I'm so curious. I can't wait to find out. Why was this so life-altering for the?
This
for
portrait
her?
has a great story.
Yeah, talk to
We
me.
captured her on her graduation from high school. And what happened was, I met a lot of people who knew her because we knew her from a local high school here, and everyone said she's very shy. You probably won't get a good portrait of her. She's just a very simple, quiet young lady, and I just thought she was beautiful. And we created this portrait, and to my surprise, she came in all dressed up because I said I wanted to do something special, and she dressed up in a beautiful gown. And we created this masterpiece portrait, and the greatest thing about this person, who I was told was kind of shy and would not really want to perform in front of a camera, she asked me, I'd like to do modeling. Can you connect me with modeling agencies? So building self-esteem often is a very important feature of a grand portrait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a great story because she's lovely and beautiful. It's hard to think she would even be a little shy, but you know, we all who we are.
Right.
And that's just wonderful to think that she could have this done
Right.
and feel so good about herself.
And this portrait of this size creates presence. This particular one, the underline of it, of the photograph, is this is oil painted. So it actually, when you look at it, everyone says, is this a photograph or a painting? Well, this one was oil painted. At this size, we do that kind of enhancement. And we say it's the marriage between the realism of a photograph and the richness of an oil painting.
Exactly, that's exactly what it is. That's actually a really good way to put it.
Yeah.
Well, having said that, I would love everybody watching to see the rest and just enjoy the lushness of this beautiful gallery and see all the other different portraits that you have up. You have so many different things. So I'm going to take a little tour,
Sure.
walk around, and see what else we have
Great.
as we stroll through. Okay, so Stephen, I am fascinated by this piece. It's so colorful, it's so gorgeous. I feel like it's just jumping out at me. And I know you had mentioned with portraits, they are to be viewed 20 feet away. It's not like looking at a piece of art or a photograph where you go really close. It's kind of like you just take it all in. So this is stunning. Tell us a little bit. I know we don't have a lot
Yep.
of time left, but I'd love to know a little bit about this family.
Well, a portrait, like you said, when you go to an art gallery, a museum, you see the way the chairs are set up. They have a little bench. It's in the middle. It's not, you don't,
It's not up
a
close.
photograph you smell and you inspect and look at the eyes, or
Right,
whatever.
right.
A painting, you're back here and you're enjoying the feel of it.
Yes.
And so this family did a portrait of the size of this caliber, which is, you know, a 60-inch portrait is life size.
That is, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
big.
life size gives the presence. You want to be anywhere from 50 to 100% of life size. Da Vinci came up with that code
Right.
and that information that if it's life size, that's how we judge it. It gives the presence and you feel like the person's in the room.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really interesting.
The other thing that's
See?
interesting is, if you on this side or that side, I always ask people, who are they looking at? And the person on that side of the room, the person on that side of the room said, they're looking at me. How is that? They're looking at both of us on different sides of the room?
Yeah, it feels like I know this
It's the Mona
sounds,
Lisa.
I know it's like a little creepy, but it's not. It's like
Right.
they're following you. You know when they say the Mona Lisa's
Right.
following you? But that's what's so difficult and also so wonderful about a portrait.
Right. It gives presence.
It-
So wherever you're in the room,
it
you
feels
connect
real.
with the subject.
It does
you
feel real.
the subject.
Yeah.
Another thing that's really important is in classical portraiture,
Yes.
a Christmas, a holiday card, you have that big smile.
Yeah, it's kind of fake.
Look at
looking.
that smile.
No, that's real.
People look best
Nobody walks around the other way.
when they have a closed mouth smile.
Yes.
They don't, their lips are full, which is what remains from a child through growing up. The lips and the eyes never change. And the eyes are wide open.
Yeah.
Spirit,
Yeah.
the soul comes through the eyes. So they want those eyes open. And when you give a big smile, a big grin, eyes get tiny, cheeks go up, and it's great, maybe great shot for grandparents, for Christmas, or
Right.
for holiday, but it's not a portrait.
Yeah.
A real grand portrait usually doesn't have a
It's
full
good
face
for a
smile.
headshot if you're doing a workshop or you're doing a
Exactly.
speaking engagement.
Exactly.
But this is true presence.
Right, exactly.
These people are in the room with us, which is
Exactly.
kind of cool. Should we look at this?
Sure.
Yeah, let's walk around this way. That's why I love the way this is set up like a house, because this is what it would be like. This is obviously a focal point in somebody's living room.
Exactly.
Right? You can't help but see it, you can't help but feel it, and again,
And again, when you view it, you want to view it where you see the whole wall and the whole expression. Otherwise, it looks huge.
yeah.
It's properly and appropriately sized for life size and for the room itself.
Yeah.
And that's really important.
And the framing's really important, right, Stephen?
Framing is
you can't-
everything.
I mean, my gosh.
Jody, would you
You-
go to an event
Yes.
with a beautiful dress and forget to put makeup on and jewelry?
You already know that won't happen.
Well,
Come on.
the frame is
I
the
know. No,
jewelry
the frame
of
is the jewelry,
the
yeah.
portrait.
So do you help your clients choose the frame?
Always.
Do you actually have it framed for them?
I
Or do you-
almost always do.
Okay, that's a good thing to know. Now this looks like a judge perhaps?
Judge Armstrong, a very famous New Jersey judge.
Judge
He was involved in the Karen Ann Quillen case back in the 70s.
Oh my gosh, wow.
And we met him, and this was when he retired. And the judge is a very prominent judge in New Jersey. A lot of people might know him. You probably never want to meet him because he does a lot of murder cases.
Yeah.
But he was a grand subject
Yeah.
for us to
That's
capture.
wonderful.
One of my favorites.
That's wonderful. And do we have time in our show to just take a quick peek at this beautiful young lady on her horse, this equestrian feel, this beautiful?
Emmy was going to college, and we wanted to create this portrait because she knew she'd miss her horse.
Right.
So what I do is mixed media arts.
Right.
I use the camera to take the picture,
Right.
but then from the picture we create these beautiful works of art. And they take months and months and months to do.
Right. It's beautiful. I just love it. I love how real everything feels and how it just, in a very nice way, jumps off the wall. I don't want to make it just sound strange.
Right.
It's just like so cool that I feel like these people are in the room with us, and I think that's what's.
Do we have 2 seconds to just pan quickly to see my family?
Oh yes.
Just picture of my family?
I think so.
So this one over here, I'm proud to say, is my wife and my son, Jordan,
Aw.
before he went off to college. And, you know, having a
So
son,
nice.
did I miss him when he was here? Not really. He left to college, I cried every day. But this portrait is such presence. It's on our home, it's in my gallery. I feel like he's never left. I see him every day here as almost life size.
Yeah.
And it's really special.
That's really nice. Well, having said that, I feel really good about coming here. I am so delighted that I could share your beautiful space, your beautiful talent with all the people watching. And I really hope that this expands for you and that it keeps growing. And what I want to say next is please tell people how they can find you.
You can call me at 908-696-1100. I'm in the center of Burnsville, 3 Olcott Square. My website is stportrait.com. There's no S on portrait. stportrait.com. You can look me up on the website. I have a wonderful website. And come on in and enjoy the experience of having a portrait created of you, yourself, or your children.
And one more thing. Didn't you say you were one of only 2 people who does this in the area?
Only one of 2
Okay,
portrait
that's
artists
important.
that do this.
Yes, it's important. And I am one of the only people who does divorce decor. And this is true. So, if you want to contact Stephen or myself, you know how to do it. It will be on the show. He's already given you your information. You know I'm we2me.com. I'm always open for questions. If you can't find Stephen, you can call me and I can tell you how to find him and vice versa. So thank you so much for joining us today. I think this was a really interesting show. It was different. I was so happy that you invited us into your studio.
My pleasure.
Or your gallery. It really is a gallery.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Stephen. Bye, everybody.